Hey everybody, welcome back to Dungeon Mad Mage. We are back from break, and
Stream is working.
what we were doing?
Zach has
looting going on.
Yeah, Zach was doing stuff. Zach is doing a work day. Actually, everyone did a work day, and it's the 20th, right?
Yeah. We ended the 19th with that exchange.
Okay. So everybody's good to go. It is the morning of the 20th. It is a chilly morning. There is a light flurry of snow, but it looks like it will clear up about midday. And it looks as though they have druid forecasters basically that are like the weather mages, right? Yeah, they're like.
I'm getting a report. A bird flies up.
But basically, it is supposed to be a mostly clear afternoon and potentially cloudy evening/night. So I did actually forget to talk about this. There is a secondary part of Cimril that is very popular, and that is stargazing, right? And specifically finding your birth star or your star, right? And if you do not know what your star is and have never found your star before, there's an entire cottage industry around the selling of astrology maps and people telling you how to find it and showing it to you, etc., etc. However, that's all weird, almost kind of shady, scammy stuff. But there is some legitimized portions to it, as most of the temples, especially the Temple of Saloon, does encourage the vigil under your star. And cloudy evenings are actually sought after for Cimril. Or cloudy nights are actually sought after for Cimril because it's seen as a blessing from Tymora. Because if you can find your star amidst the clouds, it is supposed to be a blessing that you will have clear paths and good luck the coming year.
Is Matashtai star just his planet?
Yeah, I don't know. You don't know. You'd have to find out. If that's something that you're interested in. So, activities for the day. Because the day is just mostly a day. The festivities don't start until nighttime, basically.
Guys.
I can start. Sorry, go ahead, Ashes.
I was about to say, beer run?
Ooh.
Let me go. I need to go check in with Eotidan first.
So I will say this about the beer run, right?
Also, we don't have any beast of burden.
You have no beast of burden. However,
unless we're putting them in.
You also, this is your last day of beer.
Beer, like just ale.
Yeah. So the Malarkin ale. This is the last day that you have of it currently.
Beer run.
So if you don't wanna break in the flow,
put one in each bag of holding, right? Mitch, you have 400 pounds.
I mean, I feel like I could empty out the bag here, head
if
down,
that's
and
the
then.
intent, yes, we could.
Yeah, you guys could.
I have enough room to put in one.
In theory, Jeremy, how many trips could we make down there in one day?
And still make it back for the celebration.
Correct.
In theory, you could make quite a few. Now, there are a couple of different aspects, right? Like worrying about the transitions and realistically, if we were playing by the mechanics, you guys would go through half a dozen random encounters, and those would take 5 sessions. So I don't want to do that. So we'll hand wave that kind of concept, but I'd say if you guys want to make this your thing today, you can easily get 5 or 6 trips in. Down, back, all the way to the Lifted Spirits, all the way back, down, back up, all the way to the Lifted Spirits, back, down, back up, rinse
Okay.
and repeat.
Do we
right?
need to go all the way to the lifted spirits? Can we not like rent a chariot for the day or a coach or whatever and have what's his name? Fucking A Nasty drive it?
So
The
it
problem
is-
with that is showing off kegs near the yawning portal. Probably
If you-
is a
Well,
bad.
we go down an alley and then we load them.
I will say, if you want to make some sort of arrangements like that, it'll cost you a little bit of coin to make those arrangements. But once you
We
make
don't have
those
a whole lot of coins, Zach.
once you make those arrangements, you can probably bump that 5 to 6 up to a 9 or 10.
9 or 10?
There's
That's
a limit.
50 That's a
There is
100%
a-
increase.
A limit of how many kegs we can store.
There is. How big is our basement?
Not-
I have a shop.
Not
I
super
think it was-
big.
A dozen kegs,
I-
if I remember correctly.
I think so. Because past that point, then you're taking out room for all of the other goods that you normally have as well.
Yeah.
A whole shop that just nothing in it right now. So
Yeah, but
just
do we
saying.
really want to store something that valuable where only
y'all do
a
there?
or two is there? Rather than a
Oh,
crowded pub that would draw attention if shit hits the fan?
I'm fine either way. I'm just saying 12 trips is that's pretty nice. 10 trips, whatever.
I'm not against the idea of storing barrels in Bones' shop. Like, I think that's a moderately elegant solution. Like,
We also
yeah,
have
it
to
could get
remember-
robbed, but
That's a gold per trip for each of us too.
Yeah, that's the that's that like hidden fee that I...
Okay, question. Is it though?
Yes.
Can't we just send Ashes up with the bags of holding? Have him unload into the carrier?
Oh, Ashes is gonna go up and do
We can-
all of the.
we can
heavy
wait
lifting
for him
on
at
his
the
own.
bottom of the well.
bro,
But
why
like,
don't- you can make it
That's
sound
like
like I'm
gold
getting
each
a barrel.
trip,
I don't give
bro.
a shit. That sounds amazing.
And
we're
that's why
saving
you're
so much money.
Modern
That's
solutions.
So much money. That's right. Now I'm poor. Now we're doing the poor
We're
man
taking care
strat.
of our tavern.
I wonder how Durnan's gonna start thinking about this situation.
After
Mind
you
your
come
business,
out
old
10
man.
times, he's gonna really wonder what's going on.
I mean, he
Okay,
making
man.
money.
That's right. Maybe Ashes goes up once. Maybe I'll go up once.
You're gonna lift the
Maybe Adam will
400-pound barrel?
I am not.
Because I don't have a bag of holding. I'm just going to carry mine.
Yeah, you would be carrying our bags of holding. You're not going to carry a fucking
Right,
keg.
but I'm just saying that I can go with the bags of holding, and I can also carry one myself with me.
No,
Where-
you are not. You are not
The
going
whole
into
point-
the
The whole
yawning
point
portal.
is to be covert
carrying
and
a
not let him know that we're fucking smuggling out ale.
Smuggling.
That's
Technically,
what
yeah,
it is. That is
is-
what this.
Kinda what it is.
well, maybe if we go to Durnan with like a kind of like not lie story about, hey, we
You don't-
got a job down there where we're probably gonna make a few trips throughout the day. So
Would have been like, what's going on too? All right, now they're stealing from
Probably
me.
doing some weird shit.
They're stealing from me.
stealing from him. How does he get to
I-
that conclusion?
I've always say nothing and hope they don't notice.
All right, fuck it.
Okay.
I'm down with it.
But first,
I need to go see A out of him first. If you guys want to come and wait outside, that's cool.
Yeah, sure, I'll come.
If not, I'll swing back by.
okay. Bones, you head to Eatatan's shop. You knock on the door, and there's no answer initially. You knock again, and you hear a very frazzled voice from within. Go, "Oh, come in! Open!"
I go in.
You go in,
I poke my
and
head in first. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
the lab is a little bit of a wreck. And
yes.
the two
Is-
mages that Eatatin called in for backup, their bodies are cold on the floor. No, they're actually
They're
like
cold?
over like sitting on a bench,
I'd have
and
a
they
dope-ass
both
dagger if it's got
they
two
both
souls in
seem
it.
like really exhausted. right? And
Sure.
you see in the center of the room, Eotodin is next to one of his tables, and you see this weird looking almost kind of like octagonally faceted gold framing, and inside that gold framing is the Troll King's heart, and you can see it's kind of like trying to push out of the gold framing, but every time it touches the gold framing, it kind of like sizzles and pops, and it shrinks back down, and it's, instead of being this big like it was, it's about this big right now.
Whoa, I need one of those. What's going on? How do I get one of those? Does it contain all biological life? Can I use it as a cage?
We've been working
about to pass out, and Bones is 20 questioning him
on this. When did you drop this off?
I don't know, 2 days ago? Day and a half ago? I just thought I'd check in.
Day and a half. They seem exhausted, right? And Eotodin will explain to you that they have been working on this containment field, basically, for the Troll King's heart for the last day and a half.
I mean, that's fair. It was troublesome.
But they do have it mostly under control now, and it will be, so in theory, right, they still have to shrink it down further. Like Eotodin explains to you, like, this wire framing actually started out bigger than the Troll King's heart itself, right? And they've been magically transmuting it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller over the course of the day and a half that they've been working. And the goal is to get it down to an appropriate size to fit what you're wanting, basically, right?
Yeah.
Which Eotodin will tell you,
to seal it in the dag board.
it is definitely going to happen. The time frame, basically, what he's gonna tell you is the time frame for that to work, right? They're still gonna need basically the rest of this day to finish this part of it, and then his part of the enchanting process actually begins. Okay?
Okay, so another 2 days after today.
Basically, yes. However, he tells you
That's fair.
the heart itself is I think far more powerful than we were originally intending for this purpose.
Tell me something I didn't know. You know, you rip a heart out of somebody, you don't expect it to try and regrow another one.
That is to say, I think in the future, perhaps, if we were to revisit this particular project, mayhaps with some more refined materials or something of that sort, we might actually be... I'm afraid right now we're not utilizing the full power that this thing has to offer.
Nice, so we can upgrade it.
So yeah, basically what he does tell you is the Troll King's heart, you're basically producing an uncommon item, I believe, with the Troll King's heart.
That is correct, yes.
Which
Hey,
is
you wasting a heart on a dagger, bro.
but it's within your, that's what's within your realm of production, right? But he's basically telling you that if you come back at a later point with materials to refine it, basically if you get upgraded rarity materials to either add on to or augment or to rebuild the dagger itself, right? Then he can, with the containment, he can utilize that to upgrade the dagger to a higher rarity item.
Okay, so like if I make a rare dagger, we could make it...
Yeah, basically
that?
that's what he's saying. Yeah, so he could basically like take it and put it into that, or you could upgrade this dagger or augment it to be rare, and then he could finish. It's still going to require that he goes through a more elaborate enchanting process each time, right? to kind of like
I'm down.
unleash its potential into it. But basically, you got your hands on some materials that can upgrade further than you have the ability to do right now.
Okay. Talk to me about this containment field. Can I use it to trap someone?
He says, well, it took 3 of us, to make it to begin with.
I have 4 party members.
Then we had to chant over it for hours and hours on end before it started to shrink its initial stage.
I don't need it to shrink, just contain, I guess.
No, basically.
No.
From like an enchantment standpoint, right? Like he tries to like twist words and be like, oh well, maybe if we did something like this, and in theory, if you want like a trapping item, he could work with you to make something. But this in and of itself is probably not.
All right then, fair enough.
Like ghost trap.
But yeah,
All right, well, I know
if you're interested in that type of stuff, he could start looking into it, you could start looking into it, etc. Maybe this is the building block of something.
I don't know that I want to trap something and then cut its bones out while it's still trapped, so...
His
that might be a
eyes,
little
he kind of like his eyes widen.
even
He
for
says,
me.
no, that doesn't sound pleasant.
No, I think that's just too much even for me.
Bones
if
the
I wanted
butcher.
to do. Okay, cool. So I know you're super exhausted, but I just want to give you a heads up on what I'm currently working on, and I discuss with him my current project.
Okay. He shows enthusiasm, though it is a little mellow.
No, that's fair. Don't worry. Just take
Compared
it
to
down.
normal,
It's cool.
he's like, this sounds incredibly exciting. I'm sure we're going to be able to
So
do
you think you can do it though?
great. Oh, yes, definitely. I just need to finish this and get some sleep.
Cool.
In
Do you need
Yeah,
anything?
then
While I'm
as-
out?
sleep.
Have you eaten today? You need food? Electrolytes? Do you need electrolytes?
Sure, yeah, they'll take like a food run or something like that. Absolutely.
All right, pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan. What do you guys?
They don't care.
Pescatarian.
At this point, they're so exhausted that they're just like, water. No, they'll take anything.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay. So,
I go
Well,
on a
says a
food
little
run. I
food
get some food and some fucking electrolytes,
nice.
some Powerade.
That's what plants crave.
Very nice. Okay, cool.
I'm a,
And then you're done with that now? Okay. Let me notate this real quick so I don't... It's...
Oh, on the way back, I'm gonna jaunt over into the shop real quick. It's like on the way, right? I don't know where my shop's located.
Your shop is located on the corner of Horn and Whalegond Way.
Oh, I see Horn.
Whalegond's
Windborn.
way down here. But basically,
Okay, so
you're it's on the corner up here.
Okay. Can we mark that? Can we put a mark?
I'll put something more permanent, but for right now, you're
Okay.
the black dot. And then I believe Eotidan is up on Tower March, I believe. So he's basically like over here. If I'm
Where is over
remembering
here?
correctly. So it's pretty close.
Oh, okay. I'll pop over. I just discussed with Ochotu the current project, and I am gonna drop off all of my bones in. Well, we don't have a cabinet yet, do we?
He's making arrangements. You should have some sort of holding space within the day. It's not like
I'll
a
check back
safe or anything like that, but it's a locked cabinet, you know?
I'll check back at the end of the day then.
Okay.
To drop off my bones.
All right.
That way he can get work day in while I'm doing this shit,
Sure. Anybody else? Anything else?
and then I head back to my buddies.
Nope. Okay. So, explain the plan to me. The 4 of you are heading to the Yawning Portal. You are going to you're going to press gang Anastas into driving a wagon for you, or you? What's the plan? Someone walk me through the steps.
Are we
here.
doing that? I think that's hilarious.
I think
Walk,
that's
walk
a
me
good
through the
idea.
steps here.
So, all right, we need to find like a place we can rent a wagon of some sort, or
Okay.
Horse-drawn wagon.
All right.
that is step one.
So
How much is
Okay.
that?
Does it have to be a wagon, or, and follow me here, can we not just rent 2 mules?
Can a mule carry a
All
400-pound
right,
keg?
all right. How many barrels are we bringing up at
a
one time?
mule can carry 420 pounds, so one mule.
Yeah,
can
so here's my plan,
each
right?
carry.
Here's what I was thinking. Is that while
How
we're
do you
down...
carry the keg, though? Do you lash it to its back on top, and there's this keg just hanging out?
I don't know.
That's semantics for not me. I don't
You
care.
lash the 2 mules together and then put kegs on each outside. There you go.
My
That way
thought was
they
that
don't
while
topple over.
after the first trip, while we go back down to eat more, he's taking them and coming back. That was
Yeah,
my thought.
I understand that piece. It's just, how is he going to and fro? And it's probably going to be a horse with a
mules.
wagon that can hold 2.
Okay.
I would probably say it might be a
To
good idea
rent-
to also get a big tarp. Just pass over the
To
keg.
rent a wagon capable of doing what you're talking about, as well as a team of animals to pull it. To rent it for the day is going to be 5 gold.
Oh, let's do that. Yeah.
Down.
To rent the mules that you're talking about torturing for an entire day,
Wow.
it would actually only be 2 gold, 1 gold per
Whoa,
mule. So
dude,
you can save
mules.
3 gold and destroy 2 mules if you would like.
Does
I
Anastas-
refuse to murder the mules.
Dude, I could die. They're
I
just a
refuse.
Really
bird.
good.
Does Anastas have experience as a... I forget what the term is,
Cart.
but
It's a car driver.
Anastas can take care of it, yeah.
okay.
I guess I am part of the fucking Emerald Enclave. They probably wouldn't like it if I killed some mules.
That might reflect poorly. Just maybe.
Slightly.
All right, fine. We'll get the cart.
Alright, 5 gold for the cart.
I'll pop for the card.
And now the plan is to head down the Yawning Portal. Alright, as you guys are in the Yawning Portal, getting ready, prepping, there's a lot of people in here, right? It is a big spot period. It's an even bigger spot on most holidays. It is packed to the brim. There's a lot of loud singing, a whole lot of activity going on, and there's a lot of talk about Undermountain and what has been going on down there.
What's been
As
going
you
on
all are getting ready to head down, you hear
How long have we been gone, by the way? On like, what, 10 days or some shit?
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you guys came back up on the 9th, I think,
Mm-hmm. And it's the
Eh.
20th.
and it's the 20th.
Yeah, okay.
So, you hear tale of an invasion of water sprites and a creature called the Water King on the first floor.
I'm gonna kill another king.
That's
The King Killer Chronicles.
that had this that was this big ordeal for the last couple days, until the king was defeated by a band of adventurers, and
That includes the goblin and the centaur?
and the water sprites, the invaders, were sent back to the water plane, the plane of water where they came from, and the breach that had been opened and flooded the first floor was also closed.
Oh
There was
shit!
just a
Oh shit!
an
Yeah.
entire portal to another plane rent open in the first floor.
That was what Matt found when we were leaving. Was the flooding?
No, I don't recall
Oh.
that at all. I have no
Isn't it
memory
good
of that.
having at least one person that has a memory in this group, Jeremy?
It is nice sometimes. It is
I remember
sometimes
select things.
nice. Zach remembers Zach things. Things that Zach is interested in, Zach remembers very well.
True.
But yeah, so you hear about this, right? This was apparently a big deal. Was the talk of everything. It was all of the focus for Undermountain for several days. So that has happened. After that happened, now the new talk, right, is that the undead hordes, which were kind of quiet during the water invasion, have shown back up again in more force, and they've basically sealed off the northern portion of the first floor.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to go up there.
And that there is the rising threat of the two competing goblin clans, the clans of the Two Heads and the clans of the Tallskins.
I'm
The
assuming
two
tall
head.
skins are yak.
What's the two heads? Did someone mutate? I don't know.
Do any of your skull takers have two heads on their belt or something?
Not from my recollection.
So, these are the
I don't think
rumors.
it's my voice.
These are the rumors that you hear about while you are prepping to head down. So
Fucking
then you-
Evan probably mutated somebody.
So then you pay your 4 gold to Durnan. There's a round that's bought in your luck and honor, and you head on down into Undermountain. And very easily, we're gonna, pop on over. You make your way downtown, walking fast, faces past, until you get to basically after the map room, right? The forge where you fought the Ettins,
Where the gobos were setting up.
or were they Ettins, or were they? Yeah, Ettins are the two-headed ones, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, Ettins, yeah. So it is here that you are halted, recognized, and questioned by the Two Heads. As it appears in the 10 days that you have been out of the dungeon, a rift has formed between the forge area where the goblins from Tall Market came to set up a forge and the actual Tall Market itself. So now there are two opposing factions, one of which is the Two Heads and the other of which are the Tallskins, aka Tall Market.
Why are they called the two heads? Why you call the two heads two head bros?
They gesture in supplication to the two-headed king. The great statue that's in this big room that has
The mimic?
No, not the mimic. There's
Oh.
a statue of a dwarf. It's where you got the circlet of blasting from. It's this big statue of a
yeah.
dwarf, and it has like this growing head out the side of its neck.
Yeah.
So it's the two-headed king, and they have taken for themselves its moniker.
Okay, well, why'd you guys split? Is this because of Evitz?
So
I asked him pointedly. I say, did Evitz do this?
very quickly, like, you're able to ascertain that it's basically goblin gibberish bullshit is why they split. And this is it's legitimately like once too many goblins get together in a space, it is almost inevitable that there will be some sort of rift that forms off of some sort of slight or some sort of nonsensical reason. And this just so happened to be a very easy split for them because there was a modicum of distance, right? So now there are the two kings of the two-headed, or the two heads, and then there's Yek the Tall of the Tall Skin.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I mean, as long as they don't cause me any problems, I don't care. Or my boys.
Well, so it seems as though your rapport from previous times, right, still carries weight. You guys being assistants to the Tall Market and being recognized and being given free passage seems to have extended here as well. For whatever reason, they're just mad at Tall Market. They're not mad at everyone else.
I mean, that's fair. I'm mad at Tall Market too, ever since Evett showed up.
Yep. All right. You make your way down to the second floor of the dungeon, and you run into a very similar scenario where the Tall Skins of Tall Market are like, hey, yo, what the fuck? And then they're like, oh, it's you guys. And then they're like, yeah, have fun. You want to buy a sundial?
Do you have sun? Has it ever worked?
They don't know what a sundial is. It doesn't make sense.
Then no.
So, all right. You guys are just heading to the brewery?
Yep. No detours. We got a job.
This is a day of no fucking around.
All right.
No, the day of.
You head to the brewery. They're animated ballista. You kick their ass.
Yeah.
You head inside the
What the
brewery.
bitches?
You make it past the vats. You make it down the sloped hall. Are you guys doing the northern set
Northern
of
room.
casks? Okay.
The same room we have been extracted from.
Are a bunch still
We'll
in
clear out the northern one first.
Yeah, there were like 100 in there or some shit.
There's a whole bunch. That is one. You guys are... How many trips are you doing?
You said we could get in with our setup, like
12.
You said we can get like 10 or 11.
You did.
That's what you said. Don't make that face.
You legitimately did.
I said 5 or 6, and then I
You
said 9 or 10.
I heard 10 or
Every
11.
single time I say something, it inches up by like 1 or 2 increments.
I actually brought it down because I thought you said 12.
I
No.
heard 10 to 12. That's what I
No. 9 or 10.
I'm just saying.
We'll
really
say
like
we'll say a
backpedaling right
flat, even 10.
Sure.
Okay.
sure.
So
That's
you're
20K.
doing 2 barrels per run.
Yes.
Yeah, one in my bag, one in Matt's bag.
20
Okay.
barrels.
Which means I have to
So,
move 50 pounds of bullshit out of my bag. Whatever. I put 50 pounds of bones in my other bag. I'm not going to move it, though. It's ceremonial.
I was gonna say, before we did this, I just dumped out my bag in my room, and I'll just fill it back up when we get back.
Okay. So walk me through the procedure of what happens once you get back up to the first floor and you're going through the yawning portal. What's happening? Who are you sending? One person up? Is everyone going back up? What's the plan?
I've always said one person. We save a lot of money that way.
Yep,
Yeah, but
all
the
right.
only person
I'll
that
be-
can
I'll be
get
the first.
Out of the bag.
it
is Ash.
looks more suspicious. The only person that can go up is Ashes because he's the only one that can empty the bag without
Oh.
being super suspicious in the alleyway where he's dumping the barrels into a wagon.
Fair enough. Okay, so
That's
Ashes.
the only way it's not suspicious, but it is suspicious because Ashes is apparently going to do 9 trips by himself
There's
Yawning
800
portal.
people at the yawning portal right now.
Except everyone looks when someone comes up the portal.
Ashes, you're going up alone with the 2 bags of holding.
Yep.
Pay your 1 gold.
It is paid.
You get to the top, and immediately there are. Ooh! Oh! What? No! Oh God! What? Oh!
No,
Tell me what
No,
happened! Right? Like people are freaking out over the dashboard. Money's going like changing hands, and people are like, "Whoa! Whoa! 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 Wait! 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 Where are your allies? Where are your friends?"
Okay,
They're still down there. I'm making a trip. Well, I had an emergency
Okay,
trip
hold on. You stop marking that over there. Quit that. No.
Yeah,
It ain't.
you won't have to.
We're not
change the
done yet.
Deadpool. Leave the Deadpool alone. I'll be back. Just keep your trousers on.
He just had to take care of some business. Whoa! Round gets bought. People get shit faced.
I'll go out. I'll meet Anastas in the alley.
Dern's getting a whole round every time Ashes goes back down. He should be happy.
Okay.
And I'll offload the cast, and I'll tell them to take the cast to the tavern until our stock is full, and then and if we haven't told them already, any that we can't hold there to take to the address that is Bones' shop.
Okay, sure.
I don't have any rules, but this feels sketch.
You go through that process. You head back into the
That's
yawning portal.
After I
You
get the castle
pay
there, I'll throw a tarp over them.
You pay another gold. Head down.
Paid.
Okay.
I meet up with everybody, and I don't say a word about how
You guys make the trip all the way back down, right? This is trip number dos. Okay. You head back up, and you pay another gold ashes to go up, right?
Yeah.
And there is a
give you a
significantly
flat. I
smaller
mean,
freak out
sure.
mode this time around, but there is still a little bit of a freak out mode
were
because
dead when I
half
got
of the people
back!
are drunk, right? And they're like, "Oh no!" Right? You calm it. You
Yep.
you
Sorry,
go through the
no,
motions,
this
take it
is
back.
just,
You come back. You pay
Poor
another
planning,
gold to go
poor
down.
planning, sorry.
Okay, another gold to go back down. Right?
Alright, another gold
You
to
guys
go back
make the
down.
trip. This is
Big
trip
trip.
3. You come back. You pay another gold to go back up.
Yep,
right?
And another gold go back up.
And there's barely even a murmur this time around when you go back up, except Bonnie stops you and she says, "Hey, is everything okay?"
Yeah. Everything's fine. We're just taking care of some things. Promise.
Being
Just
Little-
why don't you just tell her you're transferring treasure that we found?
a little weird, but none of my business. Anyways, you drop off the ale, you pay another gold, go back down.
I'm back
You
down.
guys go all the way back, come all the way back up, right? You pay another gold to go back up. It is absolutely meltdown freakout mode when you go back up this time.
Why?
Because half of the people that
They're
were
drunk
here
as fuck.
previously either got more drunk or left and have been replaced by new people who have freaked out that everyone but you died.
Stop drinking.
And
No.
Durnan kicks you out and you are not allowed back.
Yeah.
You pay another gold, head back down,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys make the trip all the way back down, come all the way back. This is trip number 5. You go all the way, pay gold to go all the way back up. Rinse and repeat, right? Like scaling down of the freak out mode. This time, though, Durnan stops you and he says, "What y'all up to, lad? Yeah, you've never made this many trips in a day before. You're up to something."
Yeah. We're up to a little something.
All right, well, keeps getting me rounds, bot. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
There are.
You head back down, pay another gold. And this time, you guys get stopped at the Two Heads. And you get stopped as one of the kings, which has this foppish hat, is apparently holding some sort of service at the statue. And the king extols as you guys are coming through, right? And you're stopped, as you have been each of the previous times. The king asks, "Why are they not paying the toll?"
We kill them.
You guys kill them?
We'll end this goblin feud right now.
Do you guys just kill them? Like, how do you handle this? Like, it seems like the king is like, the king is like, the toll!
What's the toll?
The king doesn't seem to recognize you guys, right? So the king is like, the toll is... It's the toll. The shiny ones. How many shiny ones?
Oh man, I hope they don't charge copper. Copper!
2 gold per person!
Oh, well, we already paid that in advance for the day.
Please roll me a deception check.
Ooh, can I? Because I totally said that. That wasn't Mitch that said that.
Yeah, that was totally... Nope.
How many goblins are here?
Deception!
There's a lot of goblins. 17. They buy it.
Deceive!
The king says, "Oh, well, that's
How about a 32?
really good doing business with you. Carry on."
Thank you.
You head down, head back up. Ashes pays another gold.
Okay.
Heads back down, pays another gold. This rinses and
Done.
repeats 3 more times. So Ashes, go ahead and pay 6 more gold.
Good lord.
And then if everyone else is coming up with the last batch, I need 1 gold from everybody else.
That left me with 3 gold left.
I gave you a plat.
Yep, I saw.
So, by the end of it, right, Ashes, your every expectation is that, you know,
He's
the
coming back
people are
home.
going to freak out or go crazy or whatever every single time, etc. But when you all come back out, right, it's actually kind of crickets. No one's really paying attention.
Yeah, just I'm walking out.
Yeah, is that because they're drunk as fuck?
Yeah, because no one's conscious.
But anyways, you guys finish your. This is absolutely all of your work day for the day.
As expected, honestly.
So
Yep.
yeah, you have a haul of 20 casks of Melarkin ale.
Stocked up
A lot.
for
12 of which are housed at Lifted Spirits. 8 are housed at the Wormbone
Worm butt.
shop.
Wormbone.
6.5 months we're stocked for at this point.
Good.
It's a barrel per week.
That's a lot.
Or, and Cine throws this idea out here. Actually, it's not just Cine who throws the idea out. It's fuck, I always forget his name.
Chotu? Damn, you're so industrious.
No, it's
larder?
your larder, Alan Ponza, right? He
Oh.
basically
What's
says,
up, Alan?
look,
Been a while.
if you're interested in offloading stuff, this is pretty good stuff. And if we advertise it correctly, you make some coin off of this potentially.
How much coin we talking, Alan?
Well,
How many kegs are down there before we start selling by the keg?
so you took 20 out of that room. I'm gonna say that Ezra, you were taking careful tally while everyone else was doing the heavy lifting. In that room alone, there are 118 kegs left.
Damn.
Or barrels
God.
left. There are 118 barrels left in that room.
How many are in the south room?
You don't know. Like, and a closely approximate number. Because you've just eyeballed that room. You haven't actually, like, dug through it or anything.
Do we have anyone working on remaking this ale so when our supply gets cut off?
In 50 years?
Right? Yeah.
That's fine, but they should start working on it now.
So I was thinking,
I hire some dwarves and install them in the brewery. like, fuck.
Are we gonna have enough place? Like, if we're like about to grow, are we gonna have enough for seating? We're gonna have to start doing like put out outdoor tables or something.
No.
Well, when
They're supposed to be
Flood
outdoor.
goes to jail for attempting to murder us, we'll buy his tavern, and it'll be we'll
Floyd's a prostitute.
we'll franchise.
We'll have lifted spirits, and that's the spirit.
Hey,
All right. Okay. I can see it. So,
Or we
let's
could
talk.
pay
We'll
for
just talk
rent-
Rainer into giving us more money for a fucking expansion.
that is your workday for the day, right? You take care of the majority of that without too terribly much issue. Is there anything else that anyone wants to resolve before we transition into Simral? Although I don't know that you guys have any particular plans for Simral.
I mean, we could go by the Temple of the Moon to see like what they're doing.
The Temple of the Boon.
The Temple of
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where you were going with that.
I stopped myself.
I saw it. I saw it.
I
on your face.
grabbed that e-brake. I was like, no.
Oh, fuck. That was funny. Oh, shit. Alright, cool. If that's the case, then we will transition into the evening time. And the city kind of comes alive, right? Festivities are thrown. You see basically like parties in people's houses. You're in the North Ward, so there's a lot of wealthier individuals here, merchants and lower nobles and things like that. Do you head to the Temple of the Moon? Is that what the plan is?
Sounds fun.
I don't care. It's fine with me.
Temple of the Moon. Temple of the Moon. You find there are a number of people here. You have to pass through a fair portion of Waterdeep through the Sea Ward to get to the Temple of the Moon. You see half a dozen or so large parties or gatherings that are bigger than what's going on here, but it's still of substantial size. Maybe on the grounds in and around the temple, maybe close to 200, 250 people, right? But they're in little groups. There are
Social distancing.
there are a couple of tables within the temple itself for basic refreshments, right? But there's not a structured environment or anything like that. Everyone's just kind of like gathered in their own little social groups or circles, and everyone's just kind of holding their own vigils. You do see there are, and this stands out to you, Ashes, because your medallion hums like fucking crazy. But there is a particular portion of the Temple of the Moon that is open. The way it's designed, it is specifically open to the moonlight. And there is just enough moonlight filtering in on 5 individuals that are all sitting, some kneeling, separately in this basically like just this like haze of moonlight, and every single one of them is fully transformed into a were creature. And they're all also fucking decked out in armor and weapons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are there any were-frogs?
There are no were-frogs, but there is a were-jackal.
Interested in being a were-frog.
I think were creatures are mostly mammals.
Mostly mammals.
Well, I think a frog would be cool.
I think a frog would be cool.
And
I'd like to be a
even
were
lichen.
iguana.
A were-guana.
You are seen
The
by
eyes is
Amnestria,
just like-
right? While you are here, and she does kind of like greet you. She does explain to you that the 5 wares that you see are the high wardens of the House of the Moon. They're basically were paladins to Saloon.
Oh,
And then,
That's pretty cool. I want to be that.
and
yeah, dude. How do I get to be that?
Well, I mean, I would explain to the party that Saloon is the god of good were. Like,
I would like my next character to be
wobbly
a
aligned
were-frog.
wares
a werefrog paladin.
generally follow Saloon.
Styled
This is
after
not-
frog.
Oh
Pretty
my
cool
god, you need to like have your weapon in your mouth at all times, and every time you attack with it, you're basically like
attribute.
That's
Yeah.
so dumb.
with the weapon, right? It'd be great. You can
At least do, like,
smite
slurp
people with
cut.
your tongue lance.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
It'd be great.
I like it.
I love
So, I mean, I would ask, like, is like the city fine with this? Like, they're aware and they're cool with the.
As a general practice, right? You got to keep in mind, different people within the city. Most of the people in the Forgotten Realms are, they're polytheistic, or right? They're not monotheistic.
Yeah, that's the right-
They believe in they believe in all of the gods, right? But most of them just, while they are polytheistic, most of them still favor a single god or maybe a few gods, right? So most of the temples, most of the major temples here in Waterdeep are very hands-free from the government structure in Waterdeep itself. Basically, Amnestria puts it politely that the followers of Saloon are okay with it, and they don't really give a fuck about who isn't okay with it.
You know what? That's cool. I'm into it. I'm into it. I like
Is she puts it in much more polite terms,
it. Mhm.
right? But not in uncertain terms. Like, she doesn't beat around the bush or anything about it. She just says it very politely.
Right. That's interesting to know. That's good. Good to know.
But yeah, so if you wish to seek vigil here in the House of the Moon, you all are more than welcome to do so. It is a little bit more of a somber spot than some of the other places, but there are out in the courtyard out front. There's actually some. There's a lyrist. There's a person playing a lyre.
A liar.
And it is
liar.
and it's very soft music, right? But there's some light dancing, and there's some just people hanging out and having fun. While and you get the impression, right, that a lot of these people are here with some more serious worshipers, and those serious worshipers are doing like the kneeling silent vigils before the moon, that type of thing, whereas the people who came with them are like, okay, well, if we're gonna stay up all night, let's at least have some fun with it, right? So whichever you guys wish to partake of, you're more than welcome to do. So unless there is anything you guys specifically want to do,
I really didn't have plans to like do anything. It was more of a curiosity kind
That's
of like
fine. Yeah, absolutely.
check out.
So,
I was just gonna chill.
if you guys get bored after a little while and you're like, fuck this, let's go home, right, and sleep, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to try to, like, stand vigil, you're more than welcome to do that. If you, do half the people, basically, it's kind of like the expected thing is most people are going to give it the old college try, make it to around, like, 3 or 4 in the morning, and then be like, I'm going to go pass out on this bench over here. You know,
I'm
that
not
type
staying
of thing?
until 3. I'll leave at like midnight. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So. All right.
Well, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be staying up all night. Because I think we're planning to go back to the dungeon proper.
No.
No, I will say this.
I need at least one more day.
Oh, well, I'm just going to... Well, that's
more time.
great. Because according to the timeline, for the 7th is when we talk to... what was her name? The lady, Callow? No, not Callow. Kalal. Right. I got there eventually. Remember, she kind of told us that, shit kind of went pretty bad in Skullport.
Stay a couple of days away while things muddle over.
She kind of was a little bit more along the lines of 2 weeks.
No,
we're not gonna. We just won't go back into Skullport.
Yeah.
Go to
Okay.
next one.
I
We're
just
going
want to make
right
sure
down
that, like, if I'm remembering correctly, she said around 2 weeks. That means that it would be a good idea to avoid Skullport until the 27th of Nightall.
We have no need to go back to Skullport in the immediate.
Okay. I just wanted to make that.
So you guys have a little bit of fun on Cimmeril, but ultimately decide that standing vigil for an entire night is not quite in the cards for you.
But you know what is in the cards? Sleep.
Sleep.
Sleep is good.
And then you guys
Time.
you awaken on the 21st.
So Joe,
And a couple things happen. What's up?
the magical items.
So a couple things happen. So let me get the updated magic list up and running for you guys.
Because there's going to be like 3 things that we want now that we've dropped all of our money.
Potentially.
That's
I
how
don't
it
even
goes.
want to. I don't even want to see it.
It could sometimes it do be that way.
Zach's like, I don't even want to look.
I mean, it's worth it. I know it's worth it, but like,
Yeah, well, hey,
I'm
seriously,
greedy.
seriously,
Yes,
like,
yes.
consider, after reading the book, trying to find, like, an elf or someone who would buy it off you, someone who's going to live over 100 years easy, because they might take it from you for a cheaper price.
Just because they'll take it from you for a cheap ass price. Just because they could live for 100 years doesn't mean they gonna.
Correct, but they can. Unlike a...
Or
Look, I'm
sell
just
it
gonna
to a
pass it
university.
down. I'm gonna pass it down to my children, and in 100 years,
He's gonna
not
play
this
that
generation,
character.
but the generation after,
Yeah.
they're gonna make some money.
He's just gonna.
Or you.
That'll be the revitalization of the Wormbode Workshop.
That's funny. Yeah, it falls into disrepair.
Grandpappy Bones left this for us.
All right.
I swear to God, Timothy, don't you read that?
Timothy.
Yeah,
They got like a little 5-year-old tabaxi running around, opens up the book.
All right. The new page for Nightall 21st to the 30th should be marked.
Damn, 35 gold for scroll of mage armor? That's pretty good.
You should see that consumable prices have been updated as I have discussed. You need to come in here and the fucking damn thing you just bought.
Bunch of spell
The-
scrolls.
Oh,
Jeez.
the manual of quick action.
That is
Ooh.
boom. That was purchased, so I've got to get players.
Bone biter.
Yeah,
that
I
would
was
have been
just
an
looking at
awesome
Bone Biter.
third act.
So was I.
There. Okay. Also a new one.
It's just a +2. Why does it have a special name?
Because it bites bone.
You don't know.
Yeah. It's just a +2.
Because it's cursed.
As you may have noticed with the manual of quickness and action, not everything is inherently just on the list.
Well, I feel like they'd have an easier time selling things if they would put it on the list. Just gonna be honest with you.
Well, yeah.
Ah, yes. 250,000 dragons.
Yeah, I saw that.
For the Ring of Air Elemental Command.
I can get a Sphere of Annihilation for half of that.
Oh, that's also why is that one not marked? That's a new one. That is definitely a new one.
I like the +3 the bundle of +3 arrows.
Quiver.
I did not know arrows
Quiver.
could be plus.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
ammunition.
can.
Yep.
It's just worthless.
It's
Okay,
cheaper than having a
All right,
weapon.
well, that was honestly a great purchase. The only other thing worth anything is the Bone Biter axe. And Ashes has claws, so
Yep.
It just depends on your situation.
Yeah, I feel good about our choice.
same.
And hey, if I've got an extra 2,500 coming my way before the next shop, then
What? I don't know.
if something good comes up, I have my interest to collect.
Oh, I thought you had something on your eye with your
No,
eye
no.
on it already. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Nope.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
Magic Shop has been updated. The Lifted Spirits goes through another week officially.
Let's roll it.
I need a
Not
1d100
gay.
rolled.
Doing
D100.
it. Boom. 44.
Yeah, we're 44.
Much better.
It's
Still
better.
below-
We're still pretty cursed.
Yeah. Still below half, but we'll take it.
Do we get any bonuses for the
You get a-
ads?
You get a bunch of you get a +10 bonus for the advertising that you did.
Cool.
I'll actually tell you
love
what
that.
you guys' bonus is. So the way this is calculated is you get the roll, right? Then you get a bonus based off of your renown. Okay.
Renown.
You get a bonus based off of advertisement. You get a bonus based off of the skills of your staff. And then you get bonuses based off of like actual bonuses. Like for example, you get a +1 bonus because you have a full-time entertainer with Anastas. You get a +1 bonus because you have a special ale, Malarkin Ale, right? You also now have a +1 bonus because you have the Troll King trophies.
Hey.
And then you can also get minuses depending on different situations. But your total for this run is $71.
Okay.
Hells yeah.
Which means I need someone to roll a 60-10.
That
Soft
Too late. I've
roll.
done it.
60-10. Okay, well, I typed it down already, but it's fine. It's fine.
Whatever.
Okay. So it's not an amazing week for you guys, but a better week. The
We weren't negative.
The tavern brings in approximately 175 gold, 135 which goes to everything that it takes to run the tavern.
Yep.
So you get 40 gold profit for the week.
Hells yeah.
Have we been taking salaries, or are we just putting that back in?
I think we've been putting it back in.
Yeah, well, there hasn't been a single time where we have taken the profits.
Yeah, you guys have not taken the profit yet, which you're
All
more
right,
than
I
welcome
guess
to. You can do whatever you want with
Put
it.
it back in then.
You gotta invest for it to.
Yeah, it's fine.
Though it might not be a bad idea to like have them put some of the profits into like a saving, like a little piggy bank.
So I'll say this, right?
I assume that's what they're doing.
So far, well, here's the thing. You guys actually haven't had a whole lot of crazy profits the majority of the time. And what you've done on a couple of occasions is every time you've used at least 10 gold to go back into advertising. Okay? So if you have 40 gold this time, you can go ahead and deduct that, right? Say you only have 30 gold. What you've done in the past is you've either used that that gold for something specific, or you've done scenarios where you like give it out as bonuses for morale boost.
Which I think we should do that, like do it like
But
an end of the year bonus to our dudes.
But that's up to you guys. Like again, this is your people are paid a good wage, right? We went through that whole shebang. Your people are paid well. You're free to do whatever you want with the money that you make from the lifted spirits. It's part of running a business.
I'm fine with putting
It's
it
up to you
back
guys.
in. Whatever y'all want to do.
Back in it goes.
Yep, back in it goes. So 10 will immediately go to advertising, and I'm just gonna note that
30 in the piggy
we've
bank.
got some savings. Yeah. Cool. Fantastic.
So whenever I roll super low again, we can refer to the piggy
So
bank.
I will note this, right? You guys do find out, because this isn't always these are not always hidden scenarios. The advertising helped a lot this week, as did your reputation, your increased reputation throughout the city for your performance during Howldown, and your newfound reputation with the city guard. You actually start to see city guard members in here in the Lifted Spirits
Nice.
more frequently, right?
I don't know that I want to be a police bar.
Not like large portions
Too
of them.
bad.
Technically, police bar. It's
Free security? I'll take free security.
technically
Right.
police bar would be the watch bar. City guard
No.
coming to you is more like a military
this is-
bar.
Yeah, this is an army bar.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's better if you're going for that scenario or not. But either way, you do find out that it seems rumor has it
That's it.
that someone's been spreading as much as you have been advertising for the Lifted Spirits, someone's been advertising against the Lifted Spirits.
No, they wouldn't. What are they saying? What are the lies and slander?
Fucking
I mean-
Floon talking shit.
I mean, Bones is ready to do the nasty.
Street justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to do the nasty.
What's
The
Take your
nasty.
pants off.
Do it.
what's Emmett saying?
So it is hard to trace any rumors back to
We already
their
know that.
source.
We know who it is.
But there are a number of rumors floating around about the Lifted Spirits. Namely, right, there are rumors about them being murderers, that there are bodies in
true.
the cellars, right? And as proof,
Okay.
Wait,
there's
that
even a
is true.
ghost that runs the tavern, right?
He's the bard.
There are rumors that one of
Has
the
proof there's a
owners
ghost.
eats children, right? There are rumors that there are common rumors, like the rumors of like there's rats in their kitchen or things like that, right? But one
Rats can be
specifically
delicious.
stands out, right?
Ratatouille.
That there is a vicious werebeast that haunts the
Oh, there's-
grounds of the manor.
That is
Well, that is
true.
technically true. So
Well, I
technically,
mean,
it's
I
correct.
will say, for all the negative press, a lot of it's actually true.
Yeah.
It's just how it's
Pawn.
spun. Right?
All right, we need to get a 60 minutes
Oh.
interview going. Call
60
Waterdeep,
in a-
Barbara, Diana Bart.
You know what?
Wow.
So we can
First,
storm
I
out.
don't
Call
have to do this
Waterdeep,
interview.
fucking Barbara Walters.
Wait, what? Are you calling Barb?
He wants a 60 minutes interview.
Okay.
We're calling Waterdeep Barbara Walters.
Good luck figuring out who that is.
I figure she would be prominent, if I'm honest with you.
Barbara Waterdeep.
Barbara Waterdeep. That's pretty good, actually. Barbara Waterdeep. I like it. Okay.
The Waterdeeps.
Well, I believe that
so
once
that's-
the once the trial's underway and Emic is arrested, tried, and put in prison.
If he
That-
doesn't pay off the cards.
All right, look, I don't like these rumors, so I would like to begin a campaign to make his place undesirable. This is what I would like to do.
Okay.
First, I want to gather up, say, 5 people. Doesn't matter who they are. I'm going to pay these 5 people to pay multiple other people. That way I'm removed.
Yeah.
To
You're
go
doing
and
the same
just
thing that
shit-
Froon did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, but I want them to literally shit on the property.
Wow. Way to take the high road on this one.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not the one doing this. This is random homeless people.
I think that you might run into some issue there.
I think you should pay one a little extra to throw it at windows. Like shit in his hand and then throw it at the windows.
How much are you willing to
What's wrong
pay?
with you guys?
I don't know. Shitting, homeless people shitting a place can't cost that much.
There aren't very many homeless people in Waterdeep, first and foremost.
Really? They have good social
Let
programs?
alone
They have
the
a-
North Ward.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You know,
even
not every
just,
place is like
just in
America.
Waterdeep, period, right? Like,
could
Waterdeep
talk
is
to
the
the
city of
kids.
splendor. It's not Baldur's Gate.
Maybe we tell the kids to start spreading rumors that
Here's
they
the
got served
other
alcohol
thing.
there.
Again, we have to go back to the code legal for Waterdeep. Damaging property or disturbing the peace comes with a hefty fine, so people are hesitant to do things like shitting on people's property unless they are
Well-
properly motivated.
What if they
Well-
walk in like they're gonna get a drink
you
and then
ever
it's
heard
like,
of
oh god,
Blackbeard?
it happened.
Okay, how much? Which one costs more? Okay. For me to be twice removed in a shitting incident, or for me to be twice removed in an arson incident. One arson incident,
Arson?
Henry-
Are you fucking serious?
one arson, or like, I don't know, 15 shittings.
Okay.
What's the shit to fire ratio?
So arson could contribute
more
with
than
a
one
number
property.
of things, and we're talking like potential imprisonment,
That's why I'm twice removed.
and we're talking like several $1,000s fines or hard labor for years.
I don't have several $1,000s anymore.
Okay. Shitting
$5
on someone's
doing it
property is like disturbing the peace, and that's like a 25 gold fine.
God, 25 gold? What the fuck?
So they take the code legal very. It's a harsh code, but they take it very seriously because people. It's a deterrent, basically.
You're really harshing on my vigilante justice vibe.
This is why it's a city of adventurers. You're very capable of doing something yourself, but getting the citizenry to do your dirty work is a little different. Literally your
Alright.
dirty work.
Let's reach out to Trenchcoat and other guy.
Okay.
Vincent?
Trenchcoat and other.
No.
Oh, you mean
They're fucking watchmen.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
the
the
detective?
mage guy and the investigator.
Yeah.
Getting the
like,
phone call
doing
pretty
that
late.
stuff.
I'll let y'all run with this. I gotta take this call.
Okay. So, you are going to reach out to Seath Cromley and Bartimus Blaswin.
That's their name. God, I haven't heard those names.
Hold
in a
up,
while.
what are we reaching out to them for? Someone
Yeah.
saying bad shit about us?
But here's the thing: like Vincent's probably already gonna be getting, like, they're probably gonna end up on this
Like,
case, or whatever.
If
where he
Froon
tried
is
to
behind
really
this, like we've already got his comeuppance coming.
Yeah,
It's
his
just-
uppance is indeed
His
coming.
uppance is on the way.
His uppance is on the way.
We need to play the high road. Let's
Oh.
just
I
let
agree.
it.
No, get down in the mud.
No,
That's not how Ezra operates. Remember, press to digitate. Off.
press the digitate. Don't hate.
Don't hate.
There we
press
go.
the digitate. Dun, dun. Cool. All right. So it sounds like we don't actually want to take any action, or it sounds
No,
like we
it-
really
it's
want
fun-
to take
it's
some
fun to
action,
talk
but
about,
we're
though.
not gonna take it.
Now, if homeless people just randomly walked in there and started shitting, well, I'm not gonna say we did it.
You're not gonna say that you didn't do it.
Ezra's going to say that he didn't do it because
I also am gonna say I didn't do it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yep, I will have nothing to do with the
All right.
great shitting.
So it sounds like
Shitting.
while that is an idea, it is shelved for now. So,
Yes.
okay. It is the 21st. What do you guys want to do?
Zach had something he needed to do. So
Yeah, we're doing a work day. Today.
whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
just
so I
gonna-
know what he's doing work for.
What
about the rest of
I am gonna go to the library and continue my research with my spectacles.
I'm sorry. What day did you say it was?
21st.
21st.
Okay, roll me a history check.
$25.
That's pretty good. Actually, I think that unlocks the next which I have to identify actually what that tier is because I don't remember what the last tier was for you. Okay, so to corroborate, you know about the farms,
Twisted Caverns, also known as the Farms.
about the Maze of Madness.
The Maze of Madness, also known as the Maze.
All right, so I think actually it what is basically the last chunk of research you're really going to be able to do without something else alleviating information. So you're going to get a bunch of information here. I hope you're ready. You learn another name for the dungeon level is Down Shadow. You learn
Down Shadow?
Down Shadow. Yep.
Okay.
You learn another name for the Arcane Chambers is Lord Hun's Tomb. You learn another area of the Sargoth level, because remember there were other areas in the Sargoth level that you guys don't really have any reason to visit, but you learned about. So the last one you learned about was the Promenade of the Dark Maiden. You have now learned about the Pit of Guanadar. With the Twisted Caverns and the Farms, you learn another name for that is the River of the Depths. With the Maze and the Maze of Madness, you learn another name for that is the Lair of the Umber Hulks.
Oh, that's not terrifying at all.
You have heard about the Sea Deeps?
Yep.
What have you heard about them?
Just that it's the 17th level.
Okay, another thing that you learned, they're also named the Sword Sea Depths. Caverns of Ooze. What do you know about them?
1 second, I'm trying to keep up. Sword, sea, tennis.
I'm pasting stuff into Roll20 if it helps.
Yep, I am seeing that. I've got my OneNote that I'm trying to.
I feel you.
Cavern of Ooze, I just know that it's the 19th level.
Okay, you learn that it's also called Where That Which Lurks Dwells. Which is not terrifying. And now you actually learn some other... actually, let's do this real quick. Willowwood, what have you learned about that?
Willowwood is the 5th level, and that is where Ash's buddy is going.
Octuria Doom, what have you learned about that?
Octuria Doom is somewhere between 13th and 15th level.
Slither Swamp, what have you learned about that?
Slither Swamp, it's a name, but I don't know where.
It is between the 7th and 9th level.
Okay.
Trobriand's Graveyard, what have you learned about that?
Just the name, no idea.
It's between the 12th and 14th level.
Narrowing it down, geez.
And you're going to get here's more new information now as well.
Okay.
You learned there's another level of... Or this one's weird because you find references to it, but you're not sure if it's a level or a place within a level. It's called...
Okay.
It's called... And this might stir some bells. It's called Mad Goth's Castle.
Mad Goth.
Just envisioning an angry dude dressed in all black.
You also find tell of another place that seems to be another level of the dungeon called the Crystal Labyrinth. And then you get some more specific information. Have you heard of Terminus?
That doesn't ring any bells.
Well, apparently Terminus is the 21st level of the dungeon.
21st. Boy.
And through writings both arcane and arcane, because they are freaking wild to read, you read what seems to be first-hand accounts of some person who held long interactions with Halaster Blackcloak. And you learn that the Mad Wizard's Lair is definitely the 23rd level of the dungeon. I think you might have already known that, but this is...
I think there was speculation in someone else's research, but
yeah, this is as far as you can tell, as firm a corroboration as you are likely to get. And so this research that you get to, this is exhaustive research. Basically, every time that you have been doing this, when you failed, the DC had decreased to show that you were putting in more research and excluding different things, etc. Exactly. So now you've kind of reached this point of you've come to the understanding that within the font of knowledge, you're not going to be able to find more general information. Period. If you want specific information, you might be able to luck onto some specific information about one level of the dungeon in particular, right? If that's where your focus is. But if you keep going for general information, you're not going to find anything in particular. Okay?
Okay.
You've basically exhausted the sources that you have at your hands.
Glad I put my...
But you've built kind of this interesting potential map of the different layers of the dungeons. And you do know, I will say this, you do know that the Mad Wizard's Lair is the final layer of the dungeon, so that does kind of narrow down what your potential options are.
What about the secret 24th layer?
Well, that's the secret layer, and it's a secret, Jay. Now, please don't ruin the 25th or the 26th. Gosh.
Yeah, but that bit right there was just a red herring to hide the 27th.
Absolutely. You caught me red-handed. like a Scooby-Doo fucking villain.
No, would have gotten away with it too.
You literally caught me like red herring. Okay, cool. That is a work day for you, Ezra. Other people's work days on the 21st. What's happening?
I guess
Okay.
I'm just gonna do more gray hands.
Okay. You can tick up by 0.1. Roll me a d4.
Boink. 3.
If you so choose, your day is spent in the company of one Crocodile Roar.
Yeah, I'll hang out with Crocodile Roar.
Yep.
Start getting used to the way he actually talks, and so he can actually start holding conversations,
Yep.
kind of.
So it seems Crocodile is pretty serious about working with the Gray Hands and has continued to do work with them and is trying to. He's still a low level, but he worked.
Like, and I'll tell Croc about like all the shit we've been doing, like how we went north and took care of the Troll King, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And came back, and I'll tell him about our secret booze run.
Okay.
Good.
the next time anyone approaches him about alcohol, he goes, I'll tell him about our secret booze run. Okay. Anyways, so you can tick up yours by a day, or by point one.
Yep.
Right.
3.8.
Matashtai, Bones, what are you two doing for your day? You're muted.
Muted.
Kyle.
I'm probably gonna go check in with the guard. Assuming a lot of them are getting back from.
Most of
Never.
the 4th, not only just the 4th, but most of the guard is back now from all of the various different missions. There are minor celebrations throughout the city. A lot of that happened on Cimmeral, actually, yesterday. That's kind of what the guard does is after Howldown, they hold vigil for basically those that fell during Howldown. Yeah, you're able to kind of meet people and discuss things, and you are recognized by your reputation at this point. And those that don't recognize you by your reputation, right, they find out soon enough. Is there anything you want to achieve, or are you just spending time amongst the guard?
Kind of checking in, people I've seen or whatever, saying hello. Then just looking for some work.
Okay. You spend the day talking to people, commiserating about different things, sharing stories, doing some light work here or there. You can tick your reputation, your renown, up by 0.1.
Okay.
And Bones?
Okay, I want to go to my shop. I'll drop off all my bones.
Okay.
Kind of think that I feel like we need to get to selling some stuff.
Okay. Ochoto is more than happy. Like, he wants to work on things, so if you leave him with like a work order, he'll just work on that while you're gone.
Yeah, I don't have a work order though.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, like, if you say make bone knives out of this thing and sell them for a silver apiece, he'll try to do that. Like, you could basically, like, you can either use this as your own private manufacturing scenario, or you can try to have him make items to sell like a shop would.
Yes, that's what we want to do currently.
Okay. Do you have anything for him to use, or is he going to have to buy materials to make things?
I have many bones.
Okay. So is there just like a pile of things that you don't care about that he can use?
He can use everything except for the manticore, humerus, and wyvern teeth.
Okay. Do you have input on what you would like him to develop, or do you just want him to make things and try to sell them? Keep in mind, these will all be mundane things, right?
Yeah, of course. I knew that.
Okay.
These are uncommon, though. We could make masterwork things.
Well, remember, he is basically a tier under you.
Oh, I thought he was the same tier as me.
I think if you're working with him, I think the scenario is he operates as the same tier as you, but if he's working alone, he's a tier under you. So as you rank up, he'll rank up with you.
Sure. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm gonna get him working on a project. I've got something that I'm calling the Monster Mash, so I'm gonna get him working on that.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
And if anyone comes in and asks for anything, I mean, feel free, use any of this stuff.
Okay. So
Stuff like that, and then I'm gonna go and see if I can. I don't know. See if I need a business license or I don't know how that works.
Gotcha. So let's take a quick look at there are some interesting rules for doing business and things like that. Got that type of stuff. We got so you're basically just trying to see if there's any guilds that you need to be working through or paying for, what have you.
Yeah. Besides the fine carvers, we're already on there.
Yeah.
We're a guild shop here.
Wait. You want to be specifically operating as a guild shop, because being a guild shop means you're under the protection of that guild, right? You operate as a portion of that guild, right? So as long as you're not doing anything strange, that should be all that matters.
We carve things finally, all right?
Yeah, you might have to pay. Let me double check. You might have to pay a tax for the shop itself to the city, but that shouldn't happen until the new year or a new month, basically. Because you can either pay a month or you can pay a year, which next month is going to be a year, so that's probably the round anyway. So I think, so you're going to spend some time basically going around talking to people. I'll do some more research just to ascertain and make sure, but I think the answer is basically as long as you operate under the Guild of Fine Carvers, you're good to go without anything else except for like land taxes come the start of the new year.
I mean, I don't own the land, I'm renting it, so do I really pay the property tax? Is that how that works?
We'll figure it out. I do not have the answer for you immediately. There is an answer, but I do not have the answer for you right now.
I mean, I feel like if I own the land, yes, I'm okay with paying the property
there
tax.
are actual scenarios for running a shop in Waterdeep, so I will look them up and I will get back to you on it.
Okay. All right then, and I don't. That's like my full day, or do I have time?
That's probably
going
to take a good portion of your day to track down the different representatives that you need to speak to, etc., etc. If you want to do something small, you can do something else. But trying to like progress like a workday on an item is probably not going to happen.
No, I don't need to do that. He can. Okay. It's backburnered. He can deal with that while I'm gone.
Anything else on the 21st?
No, because my thing's not ready until the 22nd, right?
And the 21st ends, the 22nd rolls around. Not immediately, but something that we can jump into at the very beginning is You receive correspondence from one Saith Cromley and Barnabas Blastwind.
Oh damn! Did we engage them? Hell yeah!
No, you didn't
Well,
engage them.
No.
Actually. But you receive
thought
correspondence as they send a simple communication to you, letting you know that they have received information from an anonymous source about
really?
a attempt on Ash's life. And they have received a slew of information and evidence on the case, and they have opened an investigation in the matter. They ask that you not
Did we stay out of it?
that you not leave the city in the near future, though they do notate that heading down into Undermountain does not count as leaving the city. You are fine to do that, right? They basically
know
they say,
adventures and how they
yeah,
work.
they know
Explore.
exactly. They know your adventures. They know kind of like what your source of income is right now. They're basically saying don't run away to Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter or something like that while they're trying to figure out what's going on, right?
Got it.
But they do notate as well that if you feel that your lives or the lives of anyone in relation to you are threatened, that please reach out to the City Watch, to Keith and Barnabas personally, for any arrangements that might need to be made while this investigation is underway.
You know, honestly, we didn't really talk about that. Like, it was me that got poisoned, right? Could have easily just have been like Cine or Alan or
We did mention to them that this happened, though, so they had been cautious, at least at the time, if I recall correctly.
right. It's just if we end up
Should
with
we
dead
leave-
staff, that's gonna.
Should we leave some antitoxin behind? We've got some. I've got some in my inventory.
So do I.
Let's leave them some.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's leave them a couple doses of antitoxin.
Yeah, I'm fine
I'll
with
let
that.
mine.
So
Then,
how many doses do you leave with Cine?
Mine and Bones, it sounds like.
2.
Okay.
And I had 2 on hand, so I will keep 1 on hand, just in case.
Good to know. Okay.
Good call. Check.
All right. So that's the correspondence that you get from the Watch. The Watch is on the case. All right. What else is happening on the 22nd?
I need to go and pick up my dagger and drop off the Bontana.
All right. You head to Eotidan's. You get there. The other 2 mages are gone. Eotidan explains that basically everything went as anticipated. They had another grueling 8 or so hours after you left where they forced the heart down in size to about this big, right? Basically to the point to where it's studded like a pommel on the bottom of your dagger.
Dope.
So you have this little multifaceted octagonal gold wired. It looks kind of like a glass gem, like a crystal. But every time your hand touches it, like the bottom of your hand touches it, it kind of like sizzles just slightly. Not your hand, but like the crystal itself kind of like... Because you can see the occasionally a little heart inside grows big enough to like touch the edges of the crystal, and it gets sizzled and jolted back down to size.
Yeah, take that, Troll King.
But otherwise, right, it is this kind of a fluted dagger that comes up and has a hollowed point that exudes a poison. And functionally, it is... as we've discussed, I believe... Wait, how in depth did we discuss this?
Not.
Okay. I didn't think we did. Okay, so what it is, and this is going to be the easiest way for us to handle it. It's basically a slightly nerfed version of the Dagger of Venom. Okay?
Sure, yeah.
So it operates just like the Dagger of Venom does. It does not have the +1 to attack and damage rolls. Okay? And its poison is 2d8 instead of 2d10. And the DC is a 13 Constitution saving throw instead of a 15.
Still pretty solid.
But functionally, what Eotaden explains to you is that if you are able to find rare components, you can basically upgrade it into a fully functioning Dagger of Venom. And then he tells you if you find very rare components, you can upgrade it even further than that. The Troll King's Heart is a very rare component, so you could actually scale this up past a Dagger of Venom. It has enough power to keep going after that point.
This is to
Increase
go
the usage.
even farther.
Instead of once a day, you get it twice a day.
I'm gonna tell you, if you take this thing all the way up to very rare, it's gonna be it will probably be functionally limitless on the how many times you're using it in a
damage
day.
every time you use it.
Yeah, it's basically just gonna be a shit ton of fucking poison injecting into people's veins.
Okay, so I have to use an action and then it's just the first attack, or is it every time I attack for a minute?
No, it's just the first attack. So the way that poison coating works is poison coating stays on a weapon until it has been utilized, right? So when you stab someone, it's going to do an extra 2d8 poison damage.
If they fail to save.
If they fail to save, right? It's an assassin's weapon, right? Is the way that it functions.
And
is
if
my
they fail to save,
understanding
they're poisoned for a minute.
like...
Yes, that is how that works.
I'm 99% sure that that's how that functions. I will verify the rules on poison just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that that's how that works.
It's a consumable. Yeah.
It's meant to be like surprise. Hope you get a crit poison, crit sneak attack. You just did 87 damage in a turn.
Why does drow poison make us save every time then?
Why does drow poison?
Because it's special.
Because it's bad guy. Like that's how they balance 5th edition D&D is bad guys get better everything than good guys do, but good guys scale way better than bad guys do.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, I think it's generally assumed each of their bolts are poison.
That's the other thing, right? Is poison in and of itself, when if you take like a vial of poison, you can coat a blade with a vial of poison and you get like one hit out of it, but if you use ammunition, you just dip it, so you get multiple shots out of the single vial. Is I believe how they translate the rules. Say what?
It's like 3 or 5 pieces of ammunition per vial or some shit.
Something like that.
Okay, and it's once a day right now?
It is. It is once a day right now.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
2d8, DC 13.
All right. Next up. Anybody else? Zach, do you have other stuff you want to do for the day?
Are we staying up the whole day, or are we trying
I don't
to go
know.
back down
Are
now?
you guys? Is this the day you go down, or what's happening? This is the 22nd.
I mean, I'm ready to go down. If you
I am
We
prepared
had
to go down.
We had a late night, so let's wake up early the next day and go down would be my...
Is it not the next day?
I mean, this is
Are you
the
talking about
morning
tomorrow?
of the 22nd.
This
is
is
what-
the morning... Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this
I
is
mean,
the
I'm
morning
good to
of the
go. If
22nd.
you guys want to go right now.
Like, all that's happened is Bones went to Eotaden and picked up one item, dropped off another item. Which, let me notate that got dropped off on the 22nd.
All right, let's head down then.
Zach got me taking notes like fucking crazy over here.
I'm doing stuff.
You doing all the shit.
It is awesome to see him so
Fuck
invested.
yeah. Like, I'm super happy with it. Give me a second. Alright, cool. Then you guys head to the Yawning Portal on the morning of the 22nd. Things have settled down quite a bit since Cimmeral. You're in here in the morning. There's only maybe 10 other people. You're notated. You're celebrated. Pay your gold apiece. You head down into the first level of the dungeon. What is your destination, sirs?
We're going
I have,
deeper.
I have like 80 pounds of kits I really need to drop off with the Skull Takers.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So let's make that the first go-to then.
Yeah. There's nothing else before that.
Okay. So
Unless we want to kill the two heads.
you do come
Just
to
right.
the two heads,
It
which
depends how bad they hassle me.
they are like, the toll. Someone please roll 1d4 for me.
Jay.
Josh, roll 1d4. 2.
2 silver per person.
Or we will continue to hold back the undead horde.
Deception.
Not a deception. They're being held back by us.
Deception.
Fine.
Fucking.
I press the button. I don't
Not
know
a
whether or
deception.
Not it
My
happened.
ass.
It is not. It is not.
This is 4 for the squeaky one.
Haha, he called you the squeaky one.
Zach's coming to terms with that face.
How many goblins are in my sight?
In your sight, probably 15 or so. There's at least double their numbers over in the forge area. Can you guys take them? Yes.
I can kill 15 goblins.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you guys take them? Yes.
I want to fight. I'm not going to be
What?
disrespected by these little motherfuckers. I'm the head taker.
Mr. Goblin,
you
sir?
really leaning into Bones the Butcher?
Mr. Goblin, sir, I hate to impose, but we have to go down. There are lives that depend on us, and if we don't go right away, we can't protect you from what's coming from below.
4 for Squeaky Stutter Man 2.
Okay,
All
I'm gonna
right.
get my boys. I'm gonna get my boys, and we're gonna kill them. That's what's gonna happen. I pay him the 4, but I'm coming back. That's what I'm
Paying the
doing
4?
this day.
You do? Really?
I'm paying my 2.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go and get the 4 biggest of my dudes, and we're gonna come back and kill all of them.
Jesus.
I mean, or we could just do it now.
Oh,
Are
you're
we
right.
not the biggest of your dudes?
You're right. I throw a dagger into the one that's talking.
Okay. You guys kill all of these. Are you just like, they come at you in waves?
No, I kill that one and give the others a chance to reconsider what they're saying.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check.
Okay. +0.
Hey!
An 18.
You throw the dagger.
Do you then casually walk over, pull the knife out of his eye socket as you look at them like,
One of the goblins,
like, how
as
much
you
was the
throw the
goal again?
dagger, right? One of the goblins
That's
has
about worth
the
2
dagger
silver.
into this goblin's skull. One of the other goblins nearby goes, "Ah! Shrink! Oh shit! Scatter!" And the goblins poof, scatter.
That
As
didn't
they're
really-
shouting, I start shouting as they scatter. I'm like, we can be friends, or this could happen.
We
As
could
he
be
shakes his bloody
friends!
knife around.
That's right.
Flinging blood on him.
All right. So, you don't pay the two
That's right,
heads
what's done is
toll.
done. This is over. This is over 2
We-
silver.
We
You-
don't pay, and we murdered someone.
You head down.
I'm not going to be disrespected.
to the second level.
Very, very diplomatic, Bones.
You do not have to pay a toll to the Tall Market because you are welcome guests of Yekta the Tall. You make your way past to the third level of the dungeon, to the Sargoth level, and you head towards the Temple of Dumathoin, the now territory of the Skull Takers. And as you are walking through the catacombs, right? The dwarven catacombs. They're all cleaned up now. No more drow bodies or spider bodies or manticore bodies or what the bodies of whatever those big freaking weird toad
All the bodies are
things
gone.
were, right? But as you round one of the corners, you hear this clop, 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 clop. Ashes rounds a corner and gets boom, meh, hit in the chest
A
by
goat to the dick.
by
What?
the charge of a goat, attopped with a goblin screaming
Love it.
bloody fury,
Love it.
and 3 more goblins in a wedge riding behind him.
Yes, the
As-
goblin goat rider.
As Katsup's cavalry makes
Catsup Calvary. I love it.
makes the initial charge against the invaders into the territory of the Skull Takers. Actually, you realize it was done completely accidentally. Catsup has not yet learned how to really rein in his war goat, and it got away from him. He apologizes
I mean, that's fair.
profusely, and you guys find that Catsup's cavalry, which consists of Catsup, and then who is it? It's Bootlicker, Earstabber, and Glooby, I believe.
God, Catsup is getting his dues. He's been a long-time member.
Let me double check.
He has been a long-time member.
He was
Yep.
one of the original, wasn't he?
Working his way up.
Well,
He was one of the phase ones.
yeah, second round, because Pibble and Groin are the top. Then it was Salt, Peppa, and Ketchup, and then Blarg, Glooby, Bootlick, and Earstabber, and then Greer. So Catsup's cavalry consists of Catsup, Glooby, Bootlick, and Earstabber. And they are all still getting the hang of this battle goat.
I'm
scenario.
so proud of them for not just eating them.
No.
It's
I'm also
fucking
really proud
baller.
of them.
I love this so much.
So you come into the temple. They apologize. They're trying to do training with the goats to become real cavalry.
I play it off, right? But deep in my mind, I'm like really tempted to headbutt it back.
You probably kill the
So have
thing.
horns.
Just fucking
I just wanna-
snap its neck. So
Seem like it.
as you come into the Temple of Dumathoin area, right? The place is cleaned up a lot. Most of the spider web's gone. You see there are little tent rows made in the actual temple proper area. It seems like most of the goblins are staying here. There's been a lot of work done, a lot of cleaning up of different places and locations, and trying to fortify things. You see the kind of like the southern area past the jail is it's barricaded, right? And it seems like people within the faction are kind of like settling into their own different modes. You actually see Salt is the one that you guys had given the fine gold vestments to, is walking around with basically what looks to be like a little pendant, and is making like supplications, like he's hollowing the ground in the temple.
Nice, Gobbo priest.
Who does he worship? That could be important.
Maglubiet.
This guy right
That
here.
could be real important.
He and the Skull Takers are still followers of the goblin god Maglubiet, because they have not been really directed elsewhere, right? They're malleable still, but
they can follow that guy.
But Salt is basically like is stepping into the role of like a shaman or a cleric, right? You see Peppa has a little tent and a little table set up, and like a little scribing area, and he is never seen without his black feathered mask, as he has become the Skull Taker's wizard.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I very much mean air quotes on that. Maybe in another long while he will actually be something. But he's the one who reads the books.
Give that man a scroll. You should have got that scroll of mage armor.
I mean, potentially.
He reads.
Pibble and Groin greet you, right? They're looking hale and hearty. They're a little bit more dressed up than they have been previously. Groin has a kind of like this necklace of what looks to be like drow teeth, basically.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice boys.
Yeah, they're excited and happy, and they babble on about what they've been doing in the past couple days, and they try to show you everything all at the same time. They're kind of vying for your attention, all of you, not just Bones, right? They're kind of like excited. Obviously, Bones is kind of the preferred target, but if someone is available that is not being yapped at, they kind of jump in. The entire time, right, that Pibble and Groin are nearby. Blarg is nearby and just standing cross-armed, and he's got this like way too tight chainmail on, clearly from a drow, that he's like over him, right? He's just like. You come to find out that Blarg has been given the position of Chief Enforcer on account of him being bigger than literally everyone else combined.
He is the biggest.
So
how are things going? You guys got any problems?
They will tell you that there has been some weird shit coming out of the tunnels to the south, which is why they barricaded that up, right?
Yeah, that's probably a good choice, honestly.
But other than that, things have been fine with the Legion of Azraq, to the point to where Groin has decided, he wasn't sure when you guys were coming back, but he started to make plans to explore other places around the Sargoth level.
Oh, very good.
So, kind of those places that that Ezrah has found out about, right? The Pit of Guanadar, the Temple of the Dark Maiden. Those are areas near the Sargoth level, or that are considered a part of the Sargoth level, but they're not pertinent to the story or where we're going, right? That kind of scenario. So, but Groin has taken the title of Expedition Leader, while Pibble is the Master Craftsman of the Skull Takers. So
very good, yeah.
He's
You'll
talking
let me know
about
if you find
leading
anything
some
interesting.
plans, going out and doing some stuff.
I got you guys a bunch of stuff that you asked for.
They're incredibly excited. They're like kids on Christmas. I
got two Dungeoneers packs, an Explorer pack, a Priest pack, 4 sets of Mason's tools.
Oh my god.
4 sets of wood carving tools, and that's it.
Okay. Do me a favor and copy pasta me that, so that I can actually.
What's their cooking situation look like?
Their cooking situation is actually pretty basic. So if you wanted to like soup up their cooking situation in some way, shape, form, or fashion, they don't really have a cook. Like they all just kind of whoever's gonna cook cooks, and it's just a pot over a campfire.
Does anyone not have a job?
Everyone kind of has a job right now. So Pibble is the chief craftsman, Groin is the exploration captain, and they're both co-commanders of the Skull Takers. Salt is the shaman. Peppa is the arcane devout. Catsup leads the Catsup's cavalry and has 3 members. Larg is chief enforcer, and Greer is the scribe / accountant / treasurer / quartermaster. He's kind of wearing a bunch of hats right now. So...
All right. Then I'll go up to Pibble or Groin because obviously they've been there the longest. And I hand them the Pie King pan that I won.
Oh yeah.
And I tell them that they should choose an Iron Chef to cook for the Skull Takers.
I'll be like, but that frying pan, you can.
I know.
Okay. They immediately set about concocting an idea for a competition in which the best chef amongst them will gain the title and the coveted pan, and thereby become the head chef of the Skull Takers. Okay, cool. All right.
Ezra would take some time with the arcane.
Are you actually gonna like? Okay, and do what?
Just figure out, one, does he have any arcane knowledge?
Knowledge? No.
Okay.
Potential? Yes.
Calling back to my times in the Wizard's Tower. I'm forgetting the city that I met that wizard in.
Yeah.
I will. How long are we here? Are we here for a little while?
Oh, we can be.
Say maybe a couple hours, maybe.
I'll go through some of the basic like wizarding 101.
Well, what you find out. Well, what you find out very quickly, Ezra, right, is Peppa has basically 0 knowledge of the arcane.
Yeah, that tracks.
But you also realize he's a latent sorcerer.
There we go.
Sorry, what?
Damn, he's a sorcerer.
He's a sorcerer.
You were able to detect that he is a latent sorcerer.
Okay.
He just hasn't had that triggering moment that unlocks his power. So he's kind of acting off of almost like instinct, like, oh, I feel the tingle of magic. And like most people would be like, okay, dumb goblin. But you have this moment where like, oh no, actually I can feel a little tingle of magic coming from him. Like he actually,
there is an essence of the veil on him.
He actually has something going on there. It's just he hasn't tapped into it yet.
I would try. So going through the wizarding step and making this realization that it's not a studied potential, but more an inherent potential.
Yeah.
I would start questioning him on the triggers to see if I can figure out what cantrip type things would be something that I could help build him towards.
Sure.
And if I don't get any of that, I'll be like, well, there's an easy way or a hard way.
Stab him in the face.
Or just put him in a pit with some wolves or something. You know?
Life or death situations.
I mean, that's kind of how it happens sometimes.
All right, then.
That's if I don't get an answer the easy way for direction.
So you don't get an answer the easy way, right? Okay. Although you do find a little bit here or there. But if you talk to him kind of like about this, like sometimes triggers happen during moments of great stress or during like life or death situations, right? You see him continuously like it's clear that something is kind of like you've set something in motion in his head, right? And he's thinking about something, but he's too like he doesn't want to talk about it. He's too like shy to talk about it. So we'll see where that goes.
I will tell him that I want notes of any odd happenings around him.
Okay. He'll like, notes. I'll take notes.
Maybe keep a career about actually writing.
Yeah, you actually have an accountant or a literate individual, so maybe.
Greer, scribe this for me.
Poor Greer. He's just
Greer,
like,
take this down.
I walk away, please.
You find out that that's kind of Greer in a nutshell in this whole place, right? Is just randomly at any given time someone will be like, Greer, make a list about this thing. Hey, Greer, can you write this down?
Dude's gonna be a hella intellect.
And here's the thing. He's
like, you
smart. Realize pretty quickly, most of these goblins know how to write in their own language.
Just choose not to.
They're just like, well, Greer's the scribe.
True.
It's true. You should respect the work hierarchy.
Do these people change like trade hats like every day? Or are these guys actually like trying to stay in the one thing they're assigned to do?
It sounds like for the most part they're we've got a cavalry, we've got a cleric, a wizard.
All right, boys, talk to me. You guys got any cool skulls? What you found anything hidden? Any developments?
So they'll tell you really most of their efforts have been cleaning the place up and securing it. They haven't adventured out. And because of they will say the one thing that came out from the south they killed, but it was like a big jelly mass. It didn't have any bones in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And other than that, they haven't had any fights yet. That's why Groin was putting together the idea of having an expedition.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Well, we're going down to 4. So I don't know. Do your thing. Oh, hey, also we're not friends with the two skull. What are they called?
Two heads.
The idiots in the forge. We don't like them anymore.
Death to the two heads.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Yes.
You're about to get them fucking ganged up on.
They don't. It becomes very
They're
clear
not going up there?
they have no idea who the two heads are.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's the two heads versus the tall market. So they have to get through the tall market to even get to the skull takers.
Look, if any two heads just wander down here,
Kill them.
Murder them on sight.
I'm fine with it.
until otherwise notified.
Murder the two heads.
Or recruit them.
Or
Recruiting
recruit
is also
them.
fine.
Make
I'm
an
fine with that
informed
too.
decision about the two heads.
Yes.
Alright. So. I think at this point is probably a good time to go ahead and
It's
close out the
10:30.
session. Right? Yeah, it's 10:30. I've just been having so much fun, like talking about the Skull Takers and their progress and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna like, oh, it's gonna be great. I'll like introduce the goat cavalry, and then that's where we'll close out the session. But then I was like super giddy with like all the progress that they made, so I was like, no, let's keep talking about it. Let's keep talking about it.
Yeah, skull takers are awesome.
So, next time on Dungeon the Mad Mage, we will leave the Skull Takers behind and venture down to the fourth.
Yes.
That is our intent, at least, to head to the Twisted Caverns.
All right, sounds like a plan. Well, I'm excited. I had a whole lot of fun with Howldown. It was a lot of fun to put that together.
That was crazy, dude.
I had a good time with it, but I'm excited to be back in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I'm excited for you guys to be progressing further into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and actually, you're doing it with a leg up.
We got a level.
Yeah, you got a
From-
level. So
Yep.
we'll see how that helps. See if that gives you the needed oomph, the needed advantage in your upcoming incursions. See you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.